Let's take a look at standard A10E, which says factor if possible trinomials with real factors in the form ax squared plus bx plus c, including perfect square trinomials of degree 2. In a previous video, I shared information that came from TEA, as well as some strategies for factoring trinomials. I'm not going to go through all of this again, but if you would like, you can take a moment and pause this video right now to read through this information. So here's an example for this standard. If possible, factor the expression x squared minus 5x minus 6. So the method that I'm going to show you on how to factor this is by using the box method. So before we set up our box, we still need to think about factors of the last term. So what are factors of negative 6? And we're going to list those. Well, let's see. We could multiply negative 1 times 6. We could multiply positive 1 times negative 6, negative 2 times 3, or 2 times negative 3. And those are all the factors for negative 6. What are the sum of each of those factors? And we're going to list that in the other column of our table. Negative 1, the sum of negative 1 and 6, or negative 1 plus 6, is positive 5. The sum of negative 1 and, positive 1 and negative 6 is negative 5. The sum of negative 2 and positive 3 is 1. And the sum of 2 and negative 3 is negative 1. So we're looking for the sum of the factors that is the same as our middle term in the trinomial. So if I look here in our table, I can see that the factors of positive 1 and negative 6 multiply to give me the negative 6 that I need, but they also add to give me the middle term of that trinomial of negative 5. So we're going to take that information to help us set up our box. So in the top left box, you're going to put in the first term of the trinomial, which is x squared. And in the bottom right hand box, you're going to put in the last term of the trinomial, which is negative 6. Now we're going to take what we have from our factor table, which are the factors that we know will work. We know that x plus 1 will work. And we know that an x minus 6 will work. So let's just double check a couple of things. If I multiply x times x, it does give me the first term of x squared. And this is an area model. You can think of this as an area model. So if this rectangle has a length of x and a width of x, when I multiply to find the area of that piece, it's going to give me x squared. Let's look here at this last term in the bottom right hand box. If we're thinking about an area model, if I multiply positive 1, because this has a length of positive 1, times negative 6, it's going to give me negative 6. So now I'm going to finish multiplying through to get the pieces here of my box. So what is x times 1? Well, that's a 1x. What is x times a negative 6? And that's a negative 6x. So I'm just going to simplify what we have here inside our box method, which is x squared plus 1x minus 6x minus 6. We combine like terms, x squared minus 5x minus 6. So this means when I multiply x plus 1 times x minus 6, that equals x squared minus 5x minus 6. Therefore, the factors of that trinomial are x plus 1 and x minus 6.